Good evening. RENEWS English section is on air. I'm Sana Tumanyan. We continue to cut through the noise and bring you news from Armenia and around the world with balanced reporting, expert analysis and diverse perspectives. Join us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and X. Get your portion of information from our official website, reopen.media. Authorities in Los Angeles arrested 56 individuals over the weekend during protests that turned violent as demonstrators railed against the deportation of undocumented immigrants. According to officials, 3 security personnel were injured during the arrest. President Donald Trump thanked members of the National Guard for helping to restore order, while California Governor Gavin Newsom called on the Trump administration to withdraw National Guard troops from Los Angeles. Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov said the relationship between Presidents Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump remains workmanlike, with the two leaders discussing key issues directly during regular phone calls. Speaking at the Future Forum 2015, Lavrov said they immediately get to the core topics without formalities or introductions. He added, "It's always better to express your position directly to avoid illusions or unmet expectations." A tense standoff between former President Donald Trump and billionaire Elon Musk appears to have de-escalated on Friday following a phone call between representatives from both sides. They have stopped posting, but that doesn't mean that the issue is resolved, one official familiar with the matter told CNN. The public spat reached a boiling point when Musk, the world's richest man, suggested Trump should face impeachment, prompting the former president to threaten termination of federal contracts with Musk's companies. According to officials close to both men, neither side truly wants the vote to continue. Still, sources say Trump was particularly enraged by Musk's insinuations that a former president had ties to the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, including claims that Trump appeared in Epstein's files. While the conflict may be cooling for now, the underlying tension remains unresolved. A new U.S. travel ban ordered by Donald Trump took effect Monday, restricting entry for citizens from 12 countries, including Afghanistan, Iran, Libya, and Yemen. Partial restrictions apply to 7 others, such as Cuba and Venezuela. The ban affects new visa applicants who will be denied entry unless they meet specific exemption criteria. Previously issued visas remain valid. Experts say the broader, more detailed order is likely to withstand legal challenges. Unlike the 2017 ban, there were no immediate disruptions at U.S. airports. The Israeli military has confirmed it carried out an airstrike in the Mazrat Beit Jin area of southern Syria, targeting what it described as a member of the Palestinian military group Hamas. The strike comes days after Israel on June 3 reported launching missile attacks on Syrian territory in response to mortar shells allegedly fired from Syria into Israeli territory. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz placed the blame squarely on Syrian President Ahmad al-Shara, holding him responsible for the escalation. In response, Damascus dismissed the reports of shelling as unverified and insisted that Syria poses no threat to any country in the region. A little-known group calling itself the Martyr Muhammad Deif Brigades has claimed responsibility for the cross-border mortar fire. Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg and a group of pro-Palestinian demonstrators aboard a Gaza-bound aid boat will be deported from Israel, authorities announced Monday. The vessel, which attempted to breach Israel's maritime blockade at Gaza, was intercepted by the Israeli Navy and redirected to the port of Ashdod. Israeli officials said the activists were detained for violating national security protocols and will be expelled in accordance with the law. Thunberg and other participants have not commented publicly since their detention. France is moving forward with plans to recognize a Palestinian state, French Foreign Minister Jean-Noël Barrot announced Friday. We are determined to involve key countries in New York soon, including the Palestinian Authority and Arab nations, to remove all obstacles to the creation and existence of Palestine, Barrot said. He stressed that disarming Hamas is an absolute necessity for peace and stability in Gaza and Palestine. Earlier this year, President Emmanuel Macron said France aims to recognize Palestine in June, calling it not just a moral obligation but a political necessity. An international conference focused on resolving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is set for June 17 to 20 in New York, based on the principle of two states for two people. Between June 8 and 9, Russia's Minister of Defense reported intercepting 49 Ukrainian drones, including several over Chauvushia. 2 drones crashed in Cheboksary, forcing a temporary halt to production at a local rally factory. Ukraine's armed forces claimed responsibility for a strike on a Russian institute producing combat antennas for Shahed drones and guided bomb modules. A military airbase in the Nizhny Novgorod region was also targeted. In relation, Russia launched drone and missile strikes on Kyiv and multiple Ukrainian regions. Air raid sirens sounded across Ukraine as authorities warned on ongoing aerial threats. Amid the conflict, new developments emerged regarding a major prisoner swap agreement reached in Istanbul earlier this month. Russia's defense ministry announced that the first group of Russian soldiers under 25 years old has been returned to Russia as a part of the deal. The exact number exchanged has not been disclosed. The soldiers are currently in Belarus, according to Russian officials. In return, an equivalent number of Ukrainian prisoners of war were handed over to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed the second large-scale prisoner exchange is on the way and will occur in the multiple phases over the coming days. The exchange began today and will continue over several stages, Zelensky said. The categories of returning prisoners now include the wounded and seriously injured, as well as those under 25 years old. The process is complex with many sensitive details, and negotiations are ongoing almost daily. The agreement reached during the second round of Russian-Ukrainian talks in Istanbul on June 2 focused on exchanging all seriously wounded prisoners and those under 25. And let me sum up news about the Russian-Ukrainian conflict with a quick reminder about Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's last remarks. Putin wants to restore Soviet power. It's impossible. But I'm not sure anyone can explain that to him. And he will do it anyway, Zelensky said. He added, Ukraine stands in Putin's way as the largest former Soviet state after Russia, saying to achieve his goal, he must go through Ukraine first. Armenian Foreign Minister Arat Mirzoyan met with his French counterpart Jean-Noël Barrot on the sidelines of the third United Nations Ocean Conference in Nice. Glad to see my good colleague and friend Jean-Noël Barrot, this time on the sidelines of UNOC3 in Nice, Mirzoyan posted on X. He underscored the importance of multilateral cooperation, noting Armenia's active participation in international platforms like the UN is crucial for advancing key priorities, including hosting the COP17 Climate Summit next year. Meanwhile, President of the Republic Vahagan Khachaturian is also in Nice from June 9 to 11 for the conference. Khachaturian is scheduled to deliver a speech at the opening session and engage in bilateral meetings with heads of state and partners to discuss environmental issues and strengthen international cooperation. Cristiano Ronaldo steals the show in football's latest fireworks. He was in tears as Portugal picked up their second Nations League title by beating holders Spain 5-3 on penalties following a thrilling 2-2 draw in the final. Ronaldo's 138th international goal took the final on Sunday to a shootout with Alvaro Morata's miss, proving costly for Spain as Ruben Neves stuck the winning spot kick to spark wild scenes of celebration with emotion overwhelming the veteran captain. And finally, a splash of good news from Chicago. Amid ongoing global tensions, you can see a moment of joy captured at the Chicago Zoological Park in my background. Surveillance cameras at the Brookfield Zoo recorded the birth of a baby dolphin, a rare and heartwarming event that's being celebrated by zookeepers and animal lovers alike. The zoo has not yet released the calf's name, but officials say both mother and baby are doing well. For more updates, follow us on YouTube, Telegram, Instagram, X, and Facebook. Daily news and full coverage are available on our official website. This segment was introduced by Sona Tumanyan. Goodbye.